Conference, the online summit for e-commerce sellers. I'm Sunita from Elite Conference, and I'll be the moderator for this session. Elite Conference brings to you our exclusive speakers sharing their road of success through presentations, case studies, and interactive Q&A sessions. Let me introduce to you the topic for this session, Amazon PPC made simple. One of the most complex aspects of selling on Amazon is the PPC advertisements. Through this session, we bring to you Amazon's PPC in the most simplified way possible. For this session, we have with us Max Hofmann, the co-founder of BidX. BidX is the PPC automation tool that helps you analyze your advertisements and gives you strategies to improve the performance of your product. With BidX, you get to focus on your business at the ease you go. Max found out that PPC management required several hours of work every week. His goal was to completely automate PPC advertisement with great user experience. Now let's hear it from Max himself. Hello, Max. How are you doing today?
Hey, hello. Nice to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Could you please share your screen? No?
Sure. Let's jump right into it.
We will also be having a Q&A session at the end of this. So please do send us your question and answers as we help you answer some of them. All right, let's get started then. Max, over to you.
Okay, so our today's topic is Amazon PPC made simple. So Amazon pay-per-click is for sure the easiest way to advertise your products online, because you don't have to create any text ads, you don't have to choose the Amazon, or you don't have to choose the pictures for your advertisements. Amazon just have everything for you already ready. And every time somebody clicks on your listing or on your ad, you have to pay. So I started my journey in 2015, where I started as an FBA seller. And we soon traveled to China, traveled to Shanghai for a couple of months to visit our suppliers. Also went to the Canton Fair to find new products. But one thing that bothered us a lot, or that bothered especially me a lot, was the PPC work. The PPC adjustments, which have to be done on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, and what were really time consuming and simple tasks that could also be easily automated. And that is where we started with BidX. We started with BidX to find a software to automate all the simple, recurring tasks for the PPC management. So my name is Max Hofmann. I'm the co-founder of BidX. I'm into Amazon marketing since 2015, and my background is industrial engineering with focus on automation. So automating things was already in the past a big passion of mine, and that is also where it's now for Amazon PPC in that field. So in the last 2 years, when we started BidX, we've been to events worldwide, and nowadays we're managing over 100 million in ad spend, have more than 1,000 clients and 15 team members. So Amazon started itself as a bookshop. So in '98, Jeff Bezos was selling books, and nowadays it's he's selling whatever the fuck he wants. And what Amazon was really big in is advertising. So they do not already have the biggest retail store online, but they also have the biggest cloud computing with AWS. And with their advertisement business, they are the third biggest advertiser in the US, right after Google and Facebook. And so advertisement is becoming more and more important for Amazon and for their revenue stream. Something we like to share in the beginning always is our Amazon PPC flywheel. So when you start getting more paid clicks on your listings, that will increase the sales of your listing and of your products. That will increase seller performance. That will increase organic reviews, organic ranking, and again, listing views. But then there is a second circle where with increased sales, you can like increase your purchase quantity, reduce your product costs, reduce production price, and increase your competitiveness. So never mind if the paid clicks are from Amazon sponsored ads or from Google or from Facebook or from any social media activities like Instagram or whatsoever, you will start with the flywheel if you increase the clicks you get on your listing views. And nowadays, it has become more and more important to use ads because like the part above the fold, so the part before you start to scroll, is all covered by ads. So this is like a German screenshot where we're looking for some tools, and then you have like at the top you've got the big sponsored brand, and below you got the sponsored product ads. And sellers have to start advertising because otherwise they are not visible anymore. So they really depend on advertisements in future. So in general, where do the ads appear? There are like basically two areas. The first is within the search result page. So somebody looks for a product, he types in a search term, then your ads appear. And the second one is like within the product detail pages, like below the buy box, below the bullets, there's the carousel. There are, I think like on the product detail page, there are like 38 different products showing up, and many of those are sponsored products. Like I said, the above is sponsored brands, below is sponsored product ads. Then we have the sponsored product or product display ads over here, and this place below the buy box is for the product display ads only. And within the carousel, there are even more sponsored product ads. So what we prepared for today is like to make it as easy as possible for you with Amazon PPC. We have like 4 topics we will cover, and afterwards we can jump into the FAQ, the frequently asked questions, and answer those. So let's start with keyword research and tips for keyword research. So our tip for keyword research is usage of brand analytics. Brand analytics is only available for sellers who have a brand registry completed. And what you can get over there is like Amazon's most frequent search term separated by country. And that is like super powerful data, which was only available for Amazon vendors, those who sell directly to Amazon, through the Amazon Retail Analytics Premium service for around $30,000 a year. So that was a lot. And you can check the keywords for relevancy over there for each season. And you can also see like how many clicks and conversions got the first 3 top ASINs. So where do you find the brand analytics? You have to log in into Seller Central, then go to the report section. And then you have, if you have brand registry completed, brand analytics. And then you can just enter like a search term, for instance, garlic press. And then you see like for the marketplace, you see garlic press is currently ranked at 2,894. So that is like the 2,894th most searched search term in that period. So that was in June. And you can just change the reporting range, change the date, change the search term, or also look for products where they are showing up. So you can also choose the category where you would like to go in. And that is really powerful, not only for the keywords you should use for your sponsored product ads, but also to find out like what are the top products, and also for product research. So if you would like to know what products are sold most during holiday season, you can just change the date for holiday season, something like November, December, and then you get like all the top searched search terms and their products. So the second thing we'd like to talk about is the campaign setup, because that is something, what is the fundamental thing for your PPC strategy, and there are a lot of questions about it. So generally we have the structure of a portfolio. That is like if you want to have one, then you need campaigns within the campaigns, you find the ad groups. Within ad groups, you find the targets, for instance, keywords or ASINs. And for the targets, then those have like different search terms. And just to remember, we have like the target, that is what you are bidding on, and the search terms, that is what the customer searched, and that is not equal. So if you're looking for instance, garlic press, you can like garlic press steel, for instance, that is then the search term. And for the targets, we have like 3 different targets. The first one, probably most common, is the keyword target, where you have like the 3 match types: broad, phrase, and exact. In manual keyword campaigns, we, however, do not recommend the phrase because that is already covered by broad. The second one is the product targets, so product attribute targeting, or PAT. Over there, you got like 2 targets. The one is ASIN, the second is category, and those can also be found in manual product campaigns. And the third one is automatic targets, like when you're running an automatic campaign, you get 4 different targets since beginning of 2019. So now, what is the recommended campaign structure from our side? So we recommend to create the following campaign structure for every product. And a product in this case reflects one parent ASIN and all its child ASIN. So if you're, for instance, selling a shoe and the only difference is like the size, most of the keywords are the same. So you do not have to split up the whole campaign structure just because like the size is differently. Why you should do that is because generally you lose the connection of a keyword performance and a product performance as soon as there's more than one product per campaign. So that means if you put like all your products into one campaign or one ad group, then you know like what keywords generate sales and what products generate sales, but you do not know for which keyword your product generated sale. So that is important to keep that in mind when you set up the structure. And the structure that we recommend afterwards is to create like for each product, like for each parent ASIN, 4 campaigns with 4 ad groups. So create an auto campaign like with the 4 different auto targets, create a manual campaign with product targets. So over here you can insert your own ASINs, you can insert your competitor's ASIN, create one manual campaign with broad keywords, and with the same keyword set, create another manual campaign for exact keywords. And then you can also exclude keywords with negative matches. So the negative keywords, they can be used, therefore, that you don't have the same search term appearing in different campaigns, so that you can really control your search term appearance. You may use the negative keywords like as exact in the broad campaign and as negative phrase within the auto campaign. And then you are basically set. So in the past, they were like putting all manual campaigns together and like only have one auto, one manual, but we do not recommend that, especially because I'll come to that in a minute. We've got dynamic bidding, we got placement bids, we got placement reports, we got the budgets, and those settings can only be made on campaign level. So that is the reason why we recommend to split that up and to have all the manual ad groups like in different manual campaigns. So, and also we get a lot often the question, what should we bid and what is a good ACOS? And that completely depends on the product you are selling. So for instance, over here in Germany, where we are based, you have like 16% value added tax. You've got like around 25% Amazon fees as referral fee, and for the packaging and for the sending out the goods, like around 25%, 28%, for instance, for the goods, then 10% for general expenses in your company. And then what is left when you're selling the product is, for instance, 21% in profit. So you have to make this calculation for yourself. And then, for instance, over here, your break-even ACOS is 21%. And as soon as you are like below 21%, you're profitable. And then in that case, that is a good ACOS. So because with each unit sold already also through advertisement, you're making money, and you're not only helping the PPC flywheel, what we introduced in the beginning, but you also generate more profit. So in that case, you can also calculate what is the maximum amount you can pay per click. And that is like the price of your product multiplied with the target ACOS you'd like to reach, multiplied with the conversion rate. So for instance, if you are selling a product for $30, your target ACOS is 20% and your conversion rate is 10%. So the 10th time somebody visits your product detail page, he also purchases your product. Then in this case, your maximum cost per click is $30 times 20% times 10%, which equals like 60 cents. And that is actually not too much. But to reach your target, you have to mind that that is the maximum CPC you can have. Of course, like the bid, what you're entering in Seller Central may be a bit higher, because like at the moment it's a second price auction, so you won't get charged what you're bidding, or that's like the maximum amount. And mostly it's like, if you want to have 60 cents as CPC, you can bid around 80 cents, then you will probably reach the 60 cents. But that is also a really good point to start. So if you set up the whole campaign structure, you may start with the maximum CPC and then adjust from there if it's like the CPC too high or CPC too low. The third thing we'd like to mention, what is also really simple to make sure that you got that covered, is protect and attack. So what does that exactly mean? Protect means like bidding on your own branded keywords. So if you are, for instance, the brand finish, then you should bid a high amount for the keyword finish. And if you like to attack means like go after your competitor brand names. So one really good example is, for instance, over here, finish. If I look for finish, then you get like the sponsored brand and also the first sponsored product ads, all are covered with finish. When you go to the product detail page, you have like below the bullets, you've got the sponsored product ads, you get the product display ads, you got like customers viewed also. You can get this carousel covered with your products if you have like different offers. For instance, like if you buy that product and you also buy that product from our store, you get like 10%, 20% discount. Or if you buy like 5 products, you get 20% discount, something like that. So customers also view all your products, all the other products you've got, and then you can appear over here. And also for the sponsored products area, Finish did a really good job over here, because like every single spot that there is like covered with a finished product. And so even if the customer is going to click on one of those products, he's still like in the Finish brand universe and will buy a different product from that brand. And also using some great enhanced brand content, which is now A+. And another example for somebody who did that rather poorly is Logitech. So the company that is producing the keyboards. And if you search for like Logitech Bluetooth keyboard, so the brand name is within the search term I've entered. You have like the sponsored brand from another brand. You get like the sponsored product ads from iClever, from Linden. And like on the one hand, that shows if you don't protect yourself, somebody else is going to attack you. But it also shows you the opportunity that you have. Like if the other brand does not protect itself, you can go after the brand names and you can get like a lot of their traffic, like for very little money, because there's not too much competition. And it gets even worse if you go through the product detail page, you get like another brand ad popping up on the right-hand side below the buy box. And also within the carousel, there's a lot of sponsored product ads from different companies. What is like really easy, if you are not selling that many products at the moment, one easy way to get spots over here is like to generate multi-packs. So for instance, if you're selling at the moment a pack of 2, then also just generate a listing with a pack of 4, with a pack of 6, with a pack of 8 or of 10. You can have those fulfilled by merchant. So no FBA stock is needed. And as soon as you get an order for the other amount, you can just use create fulfillment order and then send out the products with Amazon as well. So make sure you cover your own branded keywords and check if your competitors are protecting themselves. And if not, you may go after them. And the fourth and the last topic we have covered today before we come to the FAQ are the placement and bid strategies. So that was introduced by Amazon in early 2019. And with the bidding strategies, Amazon assesses the purchase probability of a customer. So in that case, it's a black box. You as a seller, you do not know what is purchase probability, when is it higher, when is it lower. And Amazon will adjust the bids per customer in real time, so that those are live. And they are offering 3 different strategies: down, up and down, and fixed bids. And we made a case study about those to find out what works best. And over here you see again where you go. So that is on campaign settings. You can, on the one hand, you can choose the bidding strategy, and on the other hand, you can choose the placement bids. And we made a case study about that to find out what you should use. And over here you see that down only has like the best click rate, has the best cost per click, and has the best ACoS. So average advertising cost of sale. So the advertising costs divided by the advertising revenues. And only the conversion rate was like better for up and down. And that also makes sense because Amazon tells you that it will increase your bid if a conversion is more likely to happen. And you see like over here, it's 1.1% points that the conversion is more likely to happen, but that comes at a cost. So you also pay like up to 50% more to appear on top of you to get that purchase. That may make sense if you are like launching a new product, for instance. So you really want to have every single sale that is available over there, or you wouldn't just get rid of your inventory as fast as possible. So in that case, it makes also sense to use the up and down. But in all other cases, just use the down only bidding strategy, which is also already pre-selected. And the second one, which was introduced in 2019, is the placement bid. So with the placement bids, you can increase in real time the bid for your appearance top of search. So for the very first sponsored product ads, for the product detail pages, or for rest of site, that is just a placement where you can't, that is like the base placement where you can't do any increasements. And the increasements can happen between 0 and 900%, whereas like 900% means time X. So if you are bidding $1 and you increase by 900%, then you are able to bid like 10, or Amazon is able to bid $10 in that case. And take care, because like the placement bids also work together with the dynamic up and down. So dynamic up and down may increase your bid up to 100%. So in that case, if you chose increase placement bid for top of search, for instance, by 900%, then the $1 bid that you entered will go up to $10 for the placement, and then again up to 100%. So 20 times as high to $20 for top of search, for instance, if a sale is more likely to happen. And you also can go to settings, campaign settings, and enter the placements over there. We also checked out what you should use. So for the down only strategy, we get like the best click rate for top of search, where it is a little bit more than 0. And for the conversion rate, also the best if it's above 0. But for detail pages, it's the best ACoS with 0 increasement, and the best increasement or the best cost per click we have for top of search with 0%. That really like the results, but however, we recommend something different for your campaign setup. So if you have the campaign set up with the different campaigns, go for 7% for top of search in broad and exact, and 107% for detailed pages in product attribute targeting campaigns, but half the bid over there. So what you are paying and the max CPC is the same, but generally the product campaigns also appear within search result pages, and actually you do not want to have them over there. And if you like increase the percentage for product detail page appearance, but half the bid in generally, then it is not that attractive anymore for Amazon to use your ad in the search result page, because Amazon is also selling data in that case. So you do not know organically for what search term you are generating sales and for what search terms your clicks are good or clicks are not good. And the sponsored product ads help you with the keywords and with the search terms. How are Amazon customers behaving, and what are they likely to see, what are they likely to buy, and what aren't they? And also the search terms, like what we covered in the beginning, what the Amazon customer is entering finally, helps you to understand how people are searching for your products and what information you should add in your listing or also in your ads. And for the product campaigns, you enter an ASIN, and the search term is again the ASIN itself, even if it's like presented in the search result pages. So in that case, you do not get any information from Amazon. So increase the bid over there, half the bid for the ASIN, and then it is less attractive for Amazon for the search result pages, but only for the product detail pages where you want to have those ads. And now we can come to the frequently asked questions.
For that, Max, thanks so much for taking us through the working of Amazon PPC and to help us understand how to use PPC to the maximum benefit for all e-commerce sellers. We've picked for the Q&A sessions and the FAQs, we picked some of the most interesting questions that are sent by our viewers today. Patience is definitely important, especially for a new seller. We've seen sellers launching great products, focusing very hard and trying hard to rank it on Amazon. The other day, I saw a post on some channels stating that most people don't know what they're doing. What would you think of that, especially in the case of a beginner?
So generally, I think nowadays it is really important to make sure that your product is like the best in class, because shitty products won't sell well on Amazon. And if you put a lot of effort into it, into the listings, into the photos, into the ads, and the quality of your product sucks, then a lot of money is wasted. So as soon as the quality of the product is fine, I think you can also start investing in Amazon PPC as soon as all the listing optimization, basic optimization is done, and you generated like the first 5 reviews.
Right. So you mean to say that wait until your product has enough conversion rates and then go ahead.
Right.
Okay. And we have a question from a beginner seller. His first month ACOS happens to be close to 75%. Would you treat this as a normal ACOS?
In the beginning, it's really hard because like if you got only little reviews, then there is not too much social proof. So probably your conversion rate is a little bit less. And also take care that the attribution of Amazon sales may take up to 1 week. So even if it seems to be pretty high in the beginning, it may lower over time. And 75%, for some people, when they are using sponsored product ads in the beginning to launch their product, they say 100% or less, that is fine, not over it. So 75, like if it's only for the first couple of weeks, is fine. But as soon as you start like with the 5th or 6th week and your launch phase is over, then you should focus on profitability and lower your ACOS by lowering your bids.
Absolutely. So I've heard a lot about structuring the campaigns. Start off with auto campaigns, let it run for about 2 weeks to a month. After it gives you enough data, given you give it time, you run a report to see which words are effective and which not. From this, you create a manual campaign from the info you've got from the report and let the auto campaigns continue to run and update the manual with the auto campaign. With the report, looking at the report occasionally. This is the usual structure that most people prefer to do. Would you recommend to have a similar structure, or do you have a different way to go about with it?
Yeah. So what we recommend in that case is the structure we shown earlier. So like one auto, one product to manual campaigns. Of course, we also have the auto campaign to generate like keywords, harvest keywords, and then put those in manual campaigns. But you can generate also some ideas of keywords for manual campaigns right from the beginning on and exclude those in the auto campaigns. Because what you're doing with auto campaigns, there's like the lazy way. You can do it like that, but then you are also going to pay Amazon for looking for the keywords. And I think you can spend like 10 minutes to find 50 keywords that are relevant for you and that probably save you a couple of $100, where Amazon does not have to look for those and try to find the conversion over there. So we recommend already from the beginning to use the whole campaign structure and to use like 10 minutes for keyword research and exclude those in the auto campaigns. But afterwards, auto campaigns are one of the sources where you can find new search terms, and also if season changes, you can find search terms and put those afterwards in manual campaigns.
Definitely. So that way you keep your campaign running for your most relevant keywords. At the same time, you keep mining more and more data from the auto campaigns.
Right.
Okay, so moving on to actual sales, there's always a healthy debate on organic sales versus PPC sales. But we see a lot of sellers complain about their sales dropping once they stop their PPC campaigns.
Yeah, we totally agree over there. So we also did an experiment in April and May, where we had with some clients to turn off the ads for some products and then afterwards turn it back on. And the problem was not only that sales dropped tremendously, but it was also hard for them to get back up. So they lost a lot of organic ranking in that time. And then afterwards, it was really difficult to get back up again. What we generally recommend is to go through your campaigns on a regular basis. Also, if you are working together with an agency or if you are working tools, probably there are a couple of keywords like where there is a lot of cost but little sales. And then many sellers report if they turn off the campaigns, then their sales didn't drop a lot, because that's mostly because their campaigns were super insufficient and they had like a lot of unoptimized keywords and so on. And that's the reason why some people complain that it didn't change their sales. But in our case and from our experience, you may lower your advertisements, but keep them up and running, like always on with a good ACOS. So you make like profitable sales, but don't turn them off, because then you lose a lot of visibility, like shown earlier, with the whole area that is covered by ads nowadays.
Right, just like the Protect and Act part where you took us through in your
Visually over there.
presentation. Right,
Right.
okay. But campaign creation for a beginner has always been so confusing. With Amazon introducing more and more types of targeting, we see most sellers struggle in this phase. So what would be your suggestion for a beginner?
So if you just want to get started, of course, you can just start with an auto campaign. Then like that is the easiest way. Amazon will search the keywords and will decide how much to bid on. That is also the way like you're wasting a lot of money, or most of the money. So from our point of view, we recommend to spend a day get through all the different targets, keywords, search terms, all the words and their meaning, and then like with that information build up the campaign structure we had shown earlier. And there are some great tools out there that help you with the campaign creation, where you can generate like the whole campaign structure with a single click or only a few clicks, and then it's also much easier in maintaining the performance over time.
Perfect. So in that case, you still move slow. In the case of someone who's absolutely new, but if he is okay to spend some time and do enough amount of research, that would be the best in his case.
Right.
Right. But why do you think Amazon doesn't release where your sales come through, what keywords to use, or say what exact keywords your sales come through? Wouldn't that result in a better experience in most sales?
Well, actually, Amazon does provide information about that. So you have, on the one hand, you have like the keyword, what you're entering, but on the second hand, you have like the search terms. You can go to Seller Central, advertising, and then the export of bulk operations. You can export the search term reports. Over there, you see what the customer exactly entered. And Amazon is also providing on campaign level like a placement report, or you can also download that, a placement report that shows you like what time or what impressions were generated top of search, what impressions were generated on product detail pages or on the other sites. So you get those informations over there, and you have just to split up your campaigns properly to also be able to interpret the results you're getting over there. So Amazon is probably not sharing all the information, but already they are sharing a lot of information. And we see that Amazon is increasing the amount of information they are sharing. Also, for instance, with brand analytics, where you can really dive deep into all the search terms that are searched most frequently. And Amazon is providing those data for you that you can create like more and better advertisements to make them more money.
Right. Amazon has already introduced a new display ad formats. How would you suggest sellers, especially intermediate, to be aware of what changes could happen from these new display ads and how to prepare well for the upcoming takeoff events?
That's an interesting question. So because Amazon's advertisement space, I'd say, is limited. So they only have their page. They got like the sponsored brand for sponsored products and a couple of placements on the product detail page. But if that is used, like they are sold out with like ad placements. So bringing up sponsored display ads is a great opportunity for Amazon to generate more sales, because now the whole internet is like an advertisement area where sellers can use advertisements. The sponsored display campaigns that we've seen nowadays, so they've been for a couple of months within the beta phase, they do not have the performance as the sponsored products or sponsored brands. So the conversion rates are less, and the cost per click are higher, or cost per mil are higher. So over there, the efficiency is less than for the other both formats. And so what we recommend is like first full potential and full focus of sponsored product ads and sponsored brands. And afterwards you can go for sponsored displays. And the sponsored display ads that are appearing now are very similar to the dynamic e-commerce ads you can use if you have like Amazon DSP, Amazon Demand Side Platform for display ads. So there are a lot of information and guides over there and how to use dynamic e-commerce ads for targeting, for the bids. And those information you can also use for the display ads that are coming up to Amazon.
Absolutely. I think that's definitely a lot of good information in terms of how sellers can go about. And now that we are in Q4 is definitely what everyone is waiting for. I understand there'll be different strategies, different methods, followed by different types of sellers. Is there a checklist that you could share for our viewers today?
So we do not have a checklist on hand, but what we see from past events is that during holiday season, conversion rates are going up. So we had the formula for your max CPC in the past. And if your conversion rate is going up, like if all the people are more likely to buy your product, you are also able to bid higher. So in that case, we recommend to boost your budget, to boost your CPCs a bit because you can afford it. So of course, your profitability will stay the same, so you won't make more money, but you will make a lot more sales in that time if you increase your bids and budgets. And what we also recommend in that time is add another campaign or an ad group where you have like present, gift, search terms, etc. for your category, for your product. So in case you have like present for women or present for men, add those keywords for the sponsored product ads and adjust your sponsored brand creatives, and then you will be covered for the holiday season and get most out of Q4.
Right. So what you would suggest, other than the strategies that most people use, would be to increase your budget so that you get the maximum coverage, and also to go about using keywords that are very specific to holiday season, say presents or say Christmas gifts, so that they make the most out of this holiday season.
Right.
Perfect. That I think is definitely something that might help most of the sellers. And now we've come to the end of the session. I hope all of us will take enough initiation to use ads to the maximum so that they can make the most out of their business. And thank you, Max, for being with us here today and for this insightful session. Any last comments you have, Max, before we sign off for today?
Sure. We have a special offer for all the viewers. So if you are interested in automating your Amazon PPC management, we have a special voucher that you can use, like that gives you 1 month for free. You can just register for free at BidX-tool.com. And when you choose a plan, enter the voucher lead, and then you get like 1 month for free. And if you have any questions regarding Amazon PPC, you can always get in touch with us, and we are happy to answer your questions. And finally, we'd like to thank you for the session, for the invitation, and hope you enjoy your day.
Thank you, Max. Thank you for the great session.
Bye.
Bye. We wish you all the best and hope to see you again. For our viewers, we have more sessions left from our other amazing speakers. Follow us on our social media accounts for regular updates, or you can check out our website, eliteconf.com, for more details about Elite Conference. Thank you all and see you again.